Hey you guys, it's Kristina and I'm so happy to be here with you today. It's time for another FAQ Friday. And for those of you who are not fully up to speed on this, every single Friday, I'm answering one of your questions. One really good question to basically talk about everything from love, wellness, life, love, veganism, all of the above. I ask you guys questions on my Instagram stories and you answer, and I choose one really good question a week to answer. So I appreciate being here with all of you. If you have not already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and join the family because it's only about to get more epic. Quick little life update on me. The last time I spoke to you guys, I was in Poland. I'm now in LA. I'm in Los Angeles now. So just in the time that we've been doing these videos, I was in Denver, Costa Rica, and Poland, and now I'm in LA, all within the span of 3 weeks. I'm speaking at the California Vegetarian Food Festival this weekend. The main question that I've been getting from people is how I travel and eat fully raw. So I'm gonna show you my stash in my room of all my fruits and vegetables, and I'm gonna give you my top secrets on how I manage to stay fully raw and travel, and to get over excuses that you tell yourself when you do this, because I think it's really important just to stick with something and be dedicated, especially for those of you who travel a lot and you want to be healthy while you do it. Maybe even people who just need to go to work or to go places. You don't even necessarily need to travel, but I'll give you my best tips on how to stay healthy and committed even on your busiest of days. So as I've been traveling, one of the things that has helped me to stay fully raw vegan has been monomealing on fruits pretty much everywhere I go. Because I know when I was in Denver, the first thing that I did is I went to the grocery store and I stocked up on fruits and veggies. I kept those in my room. And then when I went to Costa Rica, I didn't really have the option to go to a grocery store. So along fruit stands along the side of the road, I would just buy a ton of cucumbers and tomatoes and avocados, and then I kept those in my room and I ate those. So I ate a ton of tropical fruits when I was in Costa Rica. Then when I went to Poland, it was a bit interesting, especially since I was speaking at an event and I wasn't in charge of getting my own food. I basically ate whatever they had in the hotel room. They had a lot of apples, so I was eating a lot of apples in Poland and a lot of salads that they prepared for me. And it was a raw vegan event, so they did have food there. Now that I've gotten to LA, way different culture. The first thing that I did when I got into town last night was I went to a grocery store and I stocked up with fruits and veggies in my room. Now, granted, there are a lot of raw vegan places to eat here in LA. However, they're very heavy and I'm still adjusting after another 15+ hour flight. So last night for dinner, I just ate, I ate some tomatoes, cucumbers, and avocados in my room. And I ate a little bit of green leafies with it, just to be safe. But another tip that I would like to give you guys is if you focus on making sure that you always have a piece of fruit or a dried snack with you when you travel, you will be much less likely to binge eat on something else that you don't want to eat. Now, let me just put that into perspective for you. Most people think, oh, I'll be fine. I'll go the whole flight without, eating, and I'll just find something when I get there. Or maybe even perhaps you think that you had enough of a big breakfast and then you'll make it to when you get there. Always have a backup plan. Always have some apples or some grapes or some oranges in your bag. Always think one step ahead. The secret is in how you plan. I know I always say this in my other videos, but prepare to plan or plan to fail. Because if you know that you have a 15-hour flight coming up, make sure that you have snacks in your bag, enough snacks to make up a whole mono-meal of fruit. Just make sure you eat them before you get off the plane. And then I would also say make sure that wherever you're going, you can find either a grocery store or some type of a juice shop or a smoothie shop or a vegan restaurant, something. And at the very least, if you're gonna find a restaurant that you can eat at, ask for a salad, order some tomatoes, cucumbers, and avocados on it, and then use lemon as your dressing. That's always my very last bottom of the list go-to. Hopefully those things don't sound so complicated, but the secret really is in the planning. I think the most difficult part is convincing somebody that they can do this, because so often I hear from people that, oh, why would I want to do that? It just takes so much effort. I'll just eat what they have at the airport or yada, yada, yada. We can come up with every single excuse in the world why doing something good for us is too hard. But the people who take that little extra time to prepare and to make it happen end up reaping the most reward. They reap the best results from these things. And we're not here to be lazy. We're here to be our best selves yet. So I just want to encourage you. Your own excuses are going to hold you back every single time. And maybe even your excuse is, what will people think? It does not matter what other people think. It matters how you feel and how you feel about yourself. And at the end of the day, you're the only one that has to live in your own skin. So make the journey worth it. You want to be your best self yet, and you're the only one who is in charge of helping you get there. Nobody else is going to drive that car for you. You have to drive your own car. It's very clear to me that there's a lack of belief that happens, not just in ourselves, but also in other people. It's a disbelief. Like when I tell them that I've been doing this for 13 years, they're like, what? Oh, well, I could never do it because da, 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 da. It's a lack of belief in oneself followed by an excuse immediately. Always happens. Do you do this too? Have you caught yourself doing this? If so, replace those negative beliefs and those criticisms with things that you can do to support yourself through your journey. Things that show you that you do believe in yourself and that motivate you and encourage you. Basically, be conscious of your self-talk, because you're going to listen to yourself way more than you're going to listen to anybody else. And if that voice inside of you is always negative, you're never going to do it or be committed or dedicated to yourself. And you're going to have a hard time along the way if you do eventually do it. Change your self-talk. One of the biggest criticisms that I've heard from people while traveling is, oh, I could never do that. In my country, we eat so much meat. And it's funny because I've heard that exact same statement in every country that I've been to at this point. And the best part about it is when I say, oh yeah, I've heard so many people say that they follow it up and they say, oh no, but you don't understand. In my country, it's just a very heavy meat-eating country. In my country, we eat so much meat. And I just start laughing and I say, it's funny. Everywhere I go, people say that. In Poland, I heard it. Oh, my country, we eat so much meat. But then I'm like, yeah, well, they say it in Texas too. It's like cowboy country land. They eat so much meat. Or in Latin America, they say, oh, but here we just eat so much meat. Let me just make this very clear for you. The whole world is eating meat right now. And just because they're doing it doesn't mean that you have to do it. You have the ability to set a new standard for yourself, to change the world. Veganism is more popular now than it ever has been before. We're not only changing our health, but we're saving animal lives and we're helping the planet. We need more people to speak up about this and not to do what everybody else is doing. For sure, we need that right now. If you've heard that excuse before too, let me know in the comments. I've always thought that was really funny. Everywhere I go, people always say that. Okay, so that's happening. I'm gonna show you my food stash because I want you to see what I've been eating in my hotel room. So here is a quick little view of my spread. Ooh. Went to the grocery store yesterday and I have everything from cherry tomatoes, bigger slicer tomatoes, a ton of avocados. I've got some kale chips and veggie chips. I've got some pistachios, got some tahini, more tomatoes, cucumbers, dates, kale for a salad tonight. I've got some raw sauerkraut and some greens and lemons. So I just want to say that this is for me and my sister. My sister's with me. She actually just went to go run an errand. So this will probably last us 2 days. None of these products are sponsored. They're actual things that me and my sister purchased that we are consuming in the room. I'm usually the more simple eater. So for me, I'll probably just do the tomatoes and the cucumber and the avocado, maybe a little bit of the tahini and the greens. My sister likes to munch on more of the baggy things. She's more of like a chip person too. So we have different tastes, but we tend to still eat and travel healthy. So that is my stash of fruits and veggies that I'm keeping in my room, and that's basically how I eat fully raw when I travel. I just keep everything in my hotel room, and if I find a cool place where I can go get a juice or a smoothie, I go out and I do it. But I'll say this, having these foods in my room makes my life so much easier because I don't always have to worry about going out. I can get so much more work done here. I have more time to visit with people. I'm not worried about going hungry all the time. I just have it right here. It's a much healthier option because you don't always have to worry about going to places and finding the right food, or maybe they're putting the wrong ingredients in your food. This has been my solid way of traveling and eating fully raw. And if you've seen old YouTube videos from me, then you know this is completely true. You've seen me stock up the same way pretty much every city that I've been to. So that's my quick life check-in for you guys. There have been so many topics covered in today's FAQ Friday, and I feel hopefully I've been able to answer a little bit more than one question. I'll be answering more of your questions soon to come in the future. If you're not already following me on Instagram, be sure to follow me at FullyRawKristina. And usually every Wednesday I get on and I ask you guys for your questions for my Friday FAQ videos. So stay tuned to that. If you haven't already, also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to have you. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Be sure to write me more questions below, comments. I love you and appreciate all of you, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.